This is also from ESPN.com. Executive coaches, scouts ranking the top 10 interior offensive linemen for 2023. They go Zach Martin 1, Joe Tooney 2, Quentin Nelson 3, Jenkins from Green Bay 4. Joel Bitonio is number 5, NFC executive. Bitonio stands alone at the top for me. Difference is he can play offensive guard and match defensive lineman speed and quickness, yet has left tackle skill set and athleticism. Wyatt Teller was honorable mention in this top 10 listing, Pro Bowl offensive player. His highlight tape is one of my favorites to watch. He destroys people. He's not just as good down, in, and out as some of the others are, that being Wyatt Teller from a Pro Bowl offensive player. Joel Bitonio might be underrated just because he's a guard. Guards tend to get overlooked a little bit.
Of course. I mean, and, think about it. When anybody, ever wants to talk football, when you're going to talk positional players, and very, very way down in the totem pole is when you're going to get to the guards and the centers. Joel Bitonio quietly has probably put together a Hall of Fame resume. I'm not sure it's going to be on the caliber of Joe Thomas, where being a part of a team that never won a game didn't matter. If the Browns could maybe this year, next year, put together a couple of nice playoff runs, maybe, Joe would be held in a little bit higher esteem. Joel, and as far as the athleticism, I mean, this is a guy, played high school basketball in Los Angeles. So, I mean, you have no questions about the type of athlete that Joel Bitonio still is. Of course, probably a little more athletic back in those days. But, for the Browns, you got him the second-round pick. Here's a guy that's been your left guard and played left tackle at times for you for going on a decade now. I mean, it's all you could ever ask for. Ogudon is one of the best guards that's ever played in the NFL. If that's enough to get him to Canton, we'll see. And Wyatt Teller, I think the only thing with Wyatt is when Wyatt is injured, you notice a little slip in his play, and it's understandable. Obviously, but some players, you're going to get knocked for it anyway. If you're out there, they're going to judge you on what you're doing. You don't necessarily get an asterisk because you're dinged. So I think for Wyatt, I think the star came, the shine came off the star a little bit over the last 2 seasons with the missed time, and then by the time he was coming back, he wasn't 100%. And again, it's understandable, but when these rankings come, those things certainly weigh into where you're going to be ranked.